Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, even though this is a special Monday episode. I'm your host, James J., starring Kaliko Yachts.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Oh, wrong guy. Happy 4th of July.
Mitch Mayhem.
Yeah, what the fuck do you want? We had a fucking eclipse last night, so fucking some people might be in different worlds right now who we don't fucking know. Welcome though, wherever you are.
Okay, that was a dark opening.
You haven't heard about it? Never mind. I'm not going into that bullshit. There's some people think some weird shit. I'm not going into it though.
And Scooter Dusk.
What's going on, James? And I thank you. I would remind you, please do not touch me there.
Touch me, don't touch me, bro. No one will get that.
And it's a great day for wrestling. Last week was the Broken Skull Sessions with Mark Henry. Kaliko, any thoughts on about that?
Cause he's what? You go to the. I'm not even gonna say that. Yeah.
You know damn well if there was one episode I would not watch, it would be that one.
I think we're laughing at the fact that James went to the residential black man for
No,
yeah.
that's not why we're laughing. Because of the picture he had with Mark Henry.
Oh, that.
There's
Okay.
a
I was gonna say that would be fucked up. Okay.
Did you see the picture between Mark Henry and Kaliko?
So,
I've seen it.
So if anybody's racist here, it's you, Mitch.
No, I thought you were implying like, oh, why are you going to the black guy about this? That's what I thought you were saying.
You made that assumption.
I guess I did. Whatever. Because I hear stupid shit a lot. I'm sorry.
Well, for those who are new, there's the backstory is that me and Mark Henry, I met him at a show, a Busted Open show in New Orleans, and I happened to pat him on the back, and he slapped me in the chest, and me and him kind of went heated it, and there was a picture running around looking like we about to tussle, but
Yeah, it's now my wallpaper.
so that is why. For those who going to get the joke, and for Mitch, so you can get the joke.
He looks at you like you're a Big Mac. You look like you're gonna be his next meal.
Oh,
Bro. Okay.
What?
Don't let this little frame fool you.
No, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, the way he's looking at you, like the way, whatever. Take it how you want.
Moving on.
Like, in my belly.
If looks could talk, is what I'm saying.
And it was Renee Young announced earlier this week that she has made a cooking book. Mitch,
Who cares?
Don't buy it though, or you might get COVID.
there you go.
What?
An interesting piece of news.
It's airborne, not foodborne, dipshit.
What do you think's on the book?
What? It's a what?
Well,
No, say what you're trying to imply, please.
COVID is on the book. It can be on surfaces.
No shit, Shirley, but before they fucking bathe everything in fucking... no, listen, they bathe everything in fucking bacterial killer, dude. There's no way. I promise you.
Shut the fuck up for a second. You ruined every goddamn joke. You fuckface asshole.
They'd get sued.
alright, next up on the news.
Security blanket.
Harry Sane might be taking retirement soon from all of pro wrestling.
No. Okay, hold on real quick. Real quick, no. She doesn't have a place in WWE. Her contract with WWE's coming up, and she's probably going to go back to Japan. And now if she retires, it's probably because that's it with a wrestling career. Where are you going to, after you go to WWE, you can't really, that's a plateau. So, I mean, she might go back to where she came from, but it's not going to be for a while.
She's going to be able to get on a flight.
Whenever she does get, well, that's the reason she's quitting, because she wants to spend more time with her husband. So
I hear she'll be on the maiden voyage for the new Titanic.
she'll find it. She's small enough to be able to sneak on the dog luggage or the pet luggage area. So.
Damn. Just controversial Mitch Mayhem tonight.
Wow.
No. Oh, shut up. Her size, dude. Whatever.
Keeping an idiot in suspense, as always, Mitch Mayhem.
Kaliko, what are your thoughts on Kyrie saying maybe retiring soon?
Well, if she does retire, which I think that's what it's gonna be, because I guess she's wanting to be more of a family person.
Yeah.
And who would? And who wouldn't? I mean, I get it as a family guy, but it was a melancholy run. And I say it was a melancholy run in WWE, because in NXT, man, that girl was like, yo. She got to the main roster, they really didn't know what to do with her, so it's just bittersweet.
And where do you go from that? Like, yeah, that was probably her goal for many years, to get to WWE. Where do you go from there? You can't really have forward trajectory from there. You know what I mean?
I know. Look into a subway.
Oh fuck, that's lower. That's backwards trajectory.
Earlier this week, WWE purchased Evolve Wrestling.
Yep.
Well, Evolve was already kind of like the new NXT. They were the new procurer of up-and-coming talent.
They're shutting Evolve down.
Oh,
I said were even before WWE bought them. You're not okay. They were. They
will not be running any shows, even when shows are eligible to be starting to be ran again.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is they were a developmental center, basically, for WWE, until they got bought and shut down.
What are your thoughts on that, Scooter? Because, obviously, a developmental territory.
Well, Evolve is, my neck of the woods, northeast mid-Atlantic, for the most part,
Yeah, I've never been to an Evolve show.
It's where guys like for the most part Adam Cole, Akira Tozawa, and Austin Theory. I mean, I don't consider Austin Theory a name. I mean,
he's an Evolve guy though, for sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
he's on the roster. I mean,
he's like. Austin Theory is like the Pokemon you let your 5-year-old cousin play with, who ends up evolving them way too fast before they're ready to be evolved.
I thought you were gonna say he's like one of the Pokemon no one wants to be or like pick ever.
And then they're stuck with like the lower stats.
Yeah.
So,
I don't like Austin Theory either. I thought he was pushed to the main roster way too soon. But obviously Vince saw something in him, and it's a one-man fucking show. It's all about what Vince sees. So.
Evolve did put on great shows. Evolve already had a working relationship with the WWE in place.
Right. They were basically a developmental center.
Based on when Evolve broadcasted their anniversary show on the WWE Network.
They had a working agreement.
Yeah.
So they were basically a developmental center.
There was something that was going in place. That was the big rumor that
I knew that for a while.
That there essentially was going to be, that before the COVID, that this might have been the start of the WWE's literal like stake in the ground, so to speak, of establishing an alliance of sorts.
I was gonna say, but like a lot of people saw Evolve as like what NXT used to be. NXT's not the developmental anymore. In my opinion, it's a main roster property now. Evolve was that developmental center. So now what's going to be that developmental? I mean, they have a lot of places to choose from, but
well, I mean, before this, they were all considering just making the performance center the development.
That too.
But
Yeah.
But that's not wrestling in front of crowds. That's not experience.
Yeah, you got to get some experience, and that's when they work with those companies and have them work over there, I think.
Well,
when you need fan experience,
this is why I think they were going to essentially do an offshoot of NXT in the U.S.
That wouldn't have surprised me.
A localized, so somewhere, up in the, Northeast Mid-Atlantic, maybe even somewhere around Connecticut, somewhere where they could go around, the Tri-State
New York or Connecticut.
Yeah. And, just, do that. It's like almost like a legit, almost like a WWE university almost. Like put everybody through the ringer in every
that's actually what the Performance Center is. It's literally at Full Sail University. So.
Yes, but not to the degree where it's like
you have to get your stamina up there. You have to all the basics. You have to fortify down there.
It should actually be considered like an actual major at the school at this.
It's about fucking time, dude. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. And what have I always said? The WWE should build some sort of housing for.
Yeah, that's how long overdue. There hasn't been an infrastructure for people in the business. It used to be just the Wild fucking West, dude. It really was when I was in it.
It brings up a little interesting piece of news regarding NXT, and I just learned about this. There was a certain somebody who was speaking and who had spoke to Arn Anderson, who was apparently against the WWE pursuing Impact talents, and the three specific talents
Arn and Dean left for a reason. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Were James Storm, Bobby Roode, and AJ Styles. And
yes, thank you. Okay.
The person that was saying WWE should go after them was Arn Anderson, and
Arn's always had his finger on the pulse.
Arn Anderson was speaking to somebody about this, mentioning his names, and the person responded by saying, "They don't need to be here at NXT. NXT makes their own stars. That's what the WWE has."
That's straight from Vince McMahon, dude.
Well, wait, do you know who the person Arn Anderson was speaking to? You know who said that to Arn?
Bruce
I'm going to
Prichard?
say Triple H.
Oh, Triple H, yeah.
John Cena.
Okay, in the circle of people, that I would guess from. So.
Now, John said it's not that he didn't want them there. It's that he felt they didn't need to be in NXT. That if they were going to sign them, they might as well bring them into the main roster.
Let's be real. Scooter, let's be real. We know, me and you, people like us, we know John's real motive. He, since 2010, has worked behind the scenes to keep the Nexus down from getting up to the next level. He keeps people at certain levels, so he's always at the top level. That is some Hulk Hogan. That's some Hulk Hogan bullshit. He's done it.
Ruthless aggression.
He's done it behind the scenes in a two-faced way for so long. It pisses me off. It really does. That's why I didn't like him for so long.
Another bit of news coming out. Gallows and Anderson has signed an American deal with Impact Wrestling. It's reported that they're still in the works with a New Japan contract as well.
Can I tell you something real quick? I was just going to say there's a clause in their Impact contract that allows them, if they want to work for AEW.
Why would they want to work for AEW, though?
Because why would they go to Impact unless it was an open, they weren't limiting where else they could go? Why the fuck would you go to Impact now? Think about it.
I mean,
unless you're not closed off to other options.
The majority of their money is going to come from New Japan and the shots that they take there. So this is just
The American market's getting bigger than you think, actually. I mean, maybe not in the pandemic now, but.
Kaliko, what are your thoughts on Gallows and Anderson signing with Impact Wrestling?
I mean, they kind of had the history with Impact. Not
Everybody's got an Impact history with Impact.
No. I'm saying with the whole Japan, the whole New Japan TNA thing from years ago. So
everyone's had a cup of coffee.
But I also think Anderson, he just wants to be home. I think him being in the States with WWE, it showed how much he could be around his kids, and I think that was the driving factor for him, because especially of him going to Japan back and forth weeks and months at a time. I'm not surprised that he stayed in the States to stay home with his wife and kids. So.
Well, you got to think of it. He did it for like what over at least a decade or so. In his mind, he's probably paid his dues, So I don't blame him.
And there's rumor, and then you went to find around that EC3 and Keith Mitchell, aka Heath Slater, will be joining Impact as well very soon.
Yes, that I did in fact hear the same rumor that Heath may in fact be the new leader of the Eights.
Real quick, you're missing somebody though. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, didn't know you were not finished.
What faction?
Aces and Eights.
They're bringing that back?
Yep, apparently.
Real quick, James, you left a possible returning to Impact off of the names you just listed. Yeah, Gallows and Anderson and fucking EC3. Did you know that Eric Young was coming back? And maybe as Super Eric, and that's stupid, but whatever.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, he was there from day one-ish, so yeah.
I think obviously the weird. I think all of us expected that. The weird thing is that they're teasing the return of Super Eric, like the shittiest gimmick he ever did.
Yeah, that kind of was.
That's what the shocker is. Yeah.
Is
he gonna fucking fall down at every fucking pyro entrance again? Jeez.
He was pretty awful when he did that back in the day.
But it was repetitive, and it made him look like a weakling when it came to like main event people. It did.
Well, anyway,
and I think Kevin Nash told him to do that, and kind of like the John Cena shit, like working against him behind the scenes. But anyway, go ahead.
The WWE's firing of all these talents kind of work in Impact Wrestling's benefit, because the majority of these firings are heading to Impact. Scooter?
No one could know that, yeah.
No, and no.
Here's the thing. Impact is just such a small brand now. They're nothing compared to what they were in the TNA days.
I mean,
and so they did that shit of advertising every WWE person's possible return for ratings, obviously. They're desperate.
If they can get over Katie Forbes' giant ass, they can cut a chance. I mean, literally, if they can physically climb over it. Who
is it that I saw her? Oh, yeah, I saw her wrestle, who was it?
Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace, oh my God, that's an overload of ass in the ring at a time.
What about you, Flico?
Jordan Grace is natural.
What are your thoughts on Impact getting all these
I didn't hear you, Scooter.
These WWE stars?
If you can tell me what channel Impact's on, then it'll tell me if
it's on Access. Again.
It's on I'm never gonna watch this shit. That's what it's on.
No, it's just weird. Until they I get what they're trying to do.
I haven't watched Impact
in 2 years. It's just more like you get it through clips and stuff. They're not national anymore.
You know how many alerts I get about how Impact Wrestling is being broadcast on Twitch a day? I get at least 2, and one of them is at least at 2:00 in the morning my time.
Yeah, well, I'm smart enough not to sign up for notifications. I'll never subbed, never donated.
I thought they got drawn off Twitch.
You mean
They were suspended for a day.
Okay.
Oh, because of the Rob Van Dam thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Katie Forbes once again.
That's a lot of ass.
I think that's a fake ass, but okay. A lot of girls have what I call diaper butt.
Of course it's fake!
I'm being sarcastic, dummy.
Alright, moving on. WWE also implemented a mask policy for anybody that's not in performing.
And
Maybe
anybody who's hella ugly.
well, yeah, of course, but that's been way before COVID. This kind of seems long overdue. What do you think, Scooter?
Yeah, but yeah, like goddamn massa, stupid massa.
What about you, Mitch?
I missed what you were talking about. Repeat the question, sorry.
WWE has to wear, the people in the crowd needs to wear masks. Or they get fined.
Masks!
You're a maskist.
Masks. That reminds me of how someone on In Living Color used to say breastises. But anyway.
I was going to say, anything like breastises?
Yeah, breastises. That's what it reminded me of. But that's on WWE for bringing friends and family to the performance center in the first place. They should have never fucking done that. Let alone with no masks and it not socially distanced. So that's on them. That's why there's a fucking spike of COVID cases in their fucking territory. So.
All right, and let's get to our reviews because we have quite a few of them. We are wrestling with the Wednesday Night Wars, the Great American Bash versus Fyter Fest, whatever you want to call it, AEW versus NXT. It's been a while since we've reviewed these shows. First and foremost, what do you think about these 2-week specials that both AEW and NXT implemented? You know, NXT going the Great American Bash route, AEW going Fyter Fest. Is that going to help ratings? Kind of keep ratings the same? What are your thoughts, Scooter?
No, it will do nothing whatsoever. At this point, they might as well call every show, oh, next week is going to be SummerSlam, followed by SummerSlam 2. The SummerSlamming.
Mitch?
Yeah, you know, I believe that there's a creative bankruptcy going on in WWE right now. So they're desperate for ratings. They'll say or do whatever Vince McMahon feels is right on his whenever he gets the right tingle on his fucking testicles to do whatever. He fucking does it. So whatever. That's not gonna change anytime soon, and I hope it does. But
what about you, Kaliko?
Wish in one hand, crap in the other. See which one gets filled first, right?
So much pessimism now. Their hope is that they would get people to stay tuned in, like a to be continued. But it's not going to work for neither one. But as I've been saying from jump, they're basically fighting for the same pool of people. So it was just, I don't see this as a war. It's more crabs in a barrel than anything.
Real quick, Kaliko, you call it pessimism. I call it being real, and I think you're a little bit too soft on them. Me personally, so.
Not soft on neither.
I'm just saying we all have our individual thoughts here, you know.
But honestly, when it comes to WWE, and AEW's been and New Japan's the only thing catching my attention because we about to get about that Sonata turn. But anyways, let's go.
Oh, I know you love the fucking Japanese tournament, so I don't blame you.
So, let's start with NXT. You know, maybe
hold on.
Maybe the thing that came out of the news for that event that didn't even happen yet was that the main event of next week got spoiled. Keith Lee and Adam Cole, supposedly Keith Lee wins that match. There was confetti, an Instagram picture. Yeah.
What I liked about that, what made me laugh, was how they immediately had the guy who fucked up and it revealed the picture. They had, I think, maybe not his partner, but someone else, and they had someone else like immediately tweet out, "We don't run a sloppy shop. We tape 2 endings. Find out next week," or some shit like that. So they had someone right on that shit. Yeah.
Scooter, do you believe that they actually shot 2 endings, or do
I
you
don't
think
know.
that this guy is the stupidest fucking idiot in WWE?
I don't think that. I think that's bullshit, but I think Vince wanted them to say something for ratings. They want those ratings.
Yeah, I don't think there's any legitimacy to this.
No, Vince lies.
Yeah, I think it's a publicity stunt.
Well, it's for money, dude. He'll lie. He'll do anything for more money.
It's not even about money.
Well, the company going in an upward trajectory instead of a downward trajectory. I mean, that's his livelihood, you know. It's his ego. It's everything to him.
And you know, the last 2 weeks, AEW has been losing the ratings war to NXT. What do you think is contributing to that the most, Kalika?
COVID-19.
To me, it's just they're trying to just stick shit to a wall. Honestly, both companies are just trying to stick shit to a wall and see what happens. But the only thing is, I think NXT and WWE are trying to be more consistent with their story, instead of being all over the place.
They're not succeeding.
You think AEW is all over the place with their storylines?
At times, and it didn't help that like one of their champions got possibly had to be quarantined for COVID, so it's throwing a lot of their shit in the air as far as like some of their plans.
Because of all the recent releases and shit, like Revival or FTR, whatever you want to call them now, they've hired too many people too quickly, and I think a lot of people that were initially signed by AEW got lost in the shuffle.
I think that's a good analogy, Mitch. What about you, Scooter?
Yeah, what Mitch said.
That's a shocker.
All right. The Great American Bash was last Wednesday. What did you think of the show as a whole, Scooter Dust?
It was neither great nor was it American.
You think they should have did the
It's not American
Bash?
without hot dogs and fireworks, damn it.
And it was not great on the whole at all. In fact, it was very irritating to the whole.
It was the butthole! Ha!
Jeez, you know, do you have a sign on your forehead that says, "I'm gonna explain the obvious joke"?
No, I'm gonna say shit that I think's funny. That's what I say. Hey, I'm speaking to a one-man audience too, so.
You are your own one-man audience.
I don't deny that.
You are a sad, strange little man.
So that's your overall thoughts, just that it was not great yet and American?
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're making a 2-week thing out of it.
They're trying to copy other people.
They're doing. They're like it's.
They counter program. They program off of the competition. They don't do the original stuff. They react.
It's like. Yeah. Like, okay, it's Great American Bash Week, hooray!
It's just reactionary, yeah.
Like, why do shows have to have gimmicks now? Like, do they really think we're like gonna be like, oh yeah, Great American Bash? Oh look, monkey! Do they really think we have that much of an attention deficit? I mean, Mitch does, but
Kids do. Oh, fuck off. Kids do, dude. Dude, with TikTok and everything, certain people don't want to look at a two fucking sentence, like a two sentences of font, let alone like 5 minutes.
What's TikTok?
What do you mean?
It's a song by Kesha, I believe.
No, the app TikTok.
Nice, nice.
That was funny. The app TikTok. It's where degenerate kids, or it's the new format for degenerate kids. Yeah. It's where all the normie children hang out, and they do like it's basically what Musical.ly used to be.
We know what it is, Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch, we do.
Actually, Musical.ly. Actually, TikTok was Musical.ly because China got caught selling some underage data, but neither here nor there.
That has never stopped a company ever. They sold our data for years, dude.
No, the point is they got caught selling minors data because that was the most their.
YouTube got caught,
and it's against the law. So
YouTube got hit on that too.
Who's gonna dig for our diamonds and gold now?
And Kaliko, what was your thoughts on
our dogs? Sorry.
Your thoughts on NXT Great American Bash this week as well?
I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was okay for what it was. Well, I mean, I get why they're trying to do all these themes to make it seem bigger than what it is. But I think, like, people in general, this time, wrestling's the last thing on their mind, unless it's just an escape from reality.
Right. You got to understand that a lot of people are trying to hold on to their fucking homes. They don't have rent money, dude. So that's probably the peak concern. They're probably not worried about wrestling right now. There's going to be a huge eviction spike in August. It's going to be scary, dude.
I mean,
this got dark.
I'm just saying that's the truth.
All right. So, not a lot of thoughts on NXT. So let's go over to the AEW side. It was interesting because I heard that supposedly AEW had actual wrestling fans in attendance, but then it was kind of redacted to where it was only the sponsors, family and friends.
Freaking redacted motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Nepotism.
So, Scooter, either way, what are your thoughts on, AEW trying for a crowd outside of their immediate wrestlers?
Well, I think they should get gonorrhea and rot in hell. Oh, wait, no, that's Dan Marino. I'm sorry.
That might be a party for them.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I think they should just let everybody in and just let Evolution take its natural course.
Oh my god.
Like,
and by Evolution, he means Batista and Randy Orton. No, I'm joking.
Like, at this point, we're going to get so afraid to go anywhere and do anything that, like, we're going to have to learn to live with this as the flu. Just let everybody in, let the people get sick, the more people get sick, the more the CDC and the health commissions will work to get something done.
Real quick, since you brought that up, have you heard the new finding that asymptomatic people don't pass the virus as easily?
Yeah, I did hear that.
And so that's becoming a thing.
And
Scooter, yeah.
Oh, I do have to say, in 2 weeks or so, I'm traveling to a high-risk state, and I'm gonna have to quarantine when I come back, and I'm gonna actually have to get tested.
I think I know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to see Mitch's mom. No,
You gotta do what you gotta do for the people you love, right? Tell Mama said hi.
Cold-blooded. Cold.
Fuck it, dude.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna go.
Might as well play along, right?
I love you, Mitch. No, it's on me.
Kaliko, Scooter brought up interesting point. Should wrestling companies just let the floodgates loose and see what happens, or
Well,
do you think that
well, I do have to say I wasn't referring to just wrestling in general. I think it's just everywhere around the world.
right? But
Yeah.
in terms of wrestling, do you think that they should just let the floodgates loose and see what happens, or do you think that they should do this gradually, like they're trying to do?
Well, we saw what happened in America when the floodgates got let loose on Memorial Day, and now we're fucking about to be grounded again. So, with that being said, even if they wanted to, it's up to different states and different rules,
Right.
and there's no universal rule. So everybody's kind of like
that's what happens
going out, just kind of winging it. And the thing is, you better be gradual because it only takes one motherfucker to catch COVID at your show to be like, yo.
Man, how quick did it take for us to miss a fucking federal force to do stuff universally? Holy shit.
Yeah, that's also a thing because it's like in Florida, you're wild and free, but if you're traveling to New York or New Jersey, you got to actually stay quarantined for 14 days. So everything is different. So we don't know how it's going to go.
You got to think about this. When we, quote unquote, shut the country down, maybe 50% of the country was not shut down. States like Arkansas that are now getting hit pretty hard, they never shut down. So not all the country was shut down, and people were spreading it.
So going back to Fyter Fest, Scooter Dust, your thoughts on the show as a whole?
It happened.
Now that's a good one.
All right.
Yeah, this is like real quick. This is like extra for people. Like I said, a lot of people are worried on rent right now. They don't have extra money to do extra stuff, or like it's yeah.
Yeah, like I get the idea of like trying to like okay. Yeah, but to make their TV shit, to just call their TV show, it ruins the concept of what it should be to begin with. There was nothing saying that they couldn't tape something and put it up for Fyter Fest.
But you can't do that and then say it's live, yeah. Like, I mean, Vince did try to do that with SmackDown.
They didn't even have to say it's live. They could have just put it online. That was the thing about Fyter Fest. It's online. It's not supposed to be some television show. It was part of a bigger weekend.
Yeah, because it was part of what Fyter Fest weekend. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah.
Traditional TV's fucking dead, dude. If you want viewers, it's not going to be on traditional TV. It's going to be on the internet. I'm just telling you, that's the future. So.
Scooter, you have a favorite moment from Fyter Fest?
When it ended.
Exactly.
That was a good one. What about you, Kaliko? What is your thoughts on the show overall?
I didn't see it, so don't ask me, man.
What did Joe Budden say? Trash. No. I mean, but be quite honest, it's once again, it's just people
it's same old right now. Yeah.
Like I think the AEW's they're going to be hurt even more because they came out with a bang, and now they're looking like WCW 2.0, and it's just not for me. I mean, it's just, Sheeta and Ford overperformed. Who else? Hangman and Kenny, got that. But the people who needed to win did not win, and that's looking bad. Because what's the point of Santana and Ortiz? I swear to God, like, what is their purpose? Santana and Ortiz and MJF. How I get MJF losing because he's the bad guy, and that's basically the comeuppance. But Santana Ortiz, like, they made them seem like this big thing, and What good is the inner circle if they're getting their ass beat all the time?
And they lose
That's
a private party, yeah. And they're green still, in my opinion.
You know, it's funny
You can
that
shine a turd as many times as you want. At the end of the day, it's still a turd.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't give Private Party the win. I just wouldn't.
I wouldn't give AEW the win.
How could you have Private Party beat Ortiz and Santana? That makes no sense to me.
you know that's
Scooter, you on to something?
Can we just say can they just do like tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite will be replaced by 2 straight hours of that old clip of that monkey scratching his ass and sniffing it and then falling out of a tree?
Well, I mean, that's just a Young Bucks match if you ever saw one.
And the camera goes, I was going to say, the camera goes to Cody in the back. No, yeah.
Cody's just counting his money.
Just picking his ass, yeah.
1, 2, wait, get out of here!
I think
these polka dots.
I just think AEW kind of got caught with
no,
they were
Brandy
doing okay.
counting his money. Sorry.
They came in 2019 hot, 2020. It's like, yo, you got to do more than just have wrestling matches. You got to be able to tell story and have depth. And some people can do it, obviously, but for that whole majority of that roster, you know, who is a household name in there other than Jericho and Cody?
And Moxley.
And Moxley, who everybody's going to say that's Amber.
I mean, nowadays, Kenny and the Young Bucks are pretty mainstream. And, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're in Hot Topic where most, that's where kids.
Hot Topic was never mainstream.
Yeah, exactly.
For certain kids, Norman kids it was. Are you kidding me?
That is the exact opposite definition of mainstream.
No, Normie kids are mainstream, dude.
No, Cardi B is mainstream. Megan Thee
I said
Stallion
Normie
is
kids. Normie kids that get their parents to buy them what they want. Yeah.
I'm in money mood.
Fuck that shit.
But my point is that who is like, no one's going, I haven't seen someone come up to me and go, hey, man, that Private Party. You know what I mean? That's where it's lacking.
Oh.
And it just shows that they're not really making stars. They're just having a wrestling match and want to do it. To me, it's just like a company that they want to do to say fuck you to Vince. But
honestly, to me, you know what? And I'll be straight up. To me, it feels like one big ego trip for Cody and the Young Bucks and Kenny. It really does sometimes. It feels like it's just patting their ego.
I could agree with that. But, you know, you brought up, something, Kaliko. You know, when we were talking about the tag team tournament to crown the new tag team champions, you know, we were talking about Private Party and the Young Bucks and how, you know, it was the smart decision to have Private Party go over the Bucks.
They started hot and they wore down real fucking quick.
That was kind of my question. What changed with Private Party from, let's be gracious here and say January of 2020 to now July?
They had that when they were first, like, people finally discovered, like, quote unquote, discovered them, like, in terms of, like, saw a match of theirs on AEW for the first time. That, I think it was them in SCU, was it? It was one, like, that first real match versus them, and I think it was SCU. Where like they blew the roof off, and everyone was just everyone was like, that Mark Quinn is a fucking, and he's gonna be something. And they were like the hot topic for like 2-3 months, dude. And then they just they didn't capitalize. AEW didn't capitalize on it, and they kept them off TV for a long time, and then they got them back in, and they already lost their momentum.
Scooter,
in short order, what happened to Private Party is the same thing that happened to Darby Allin.
And the Dark Order, to an extent.
I thought that Short Order was going to be what the Dark Order's renamed. You don't hear people going like, people, let me tell you about my best friend's match.
He's a
So
stinky butthole who
Speaking
could...
speaking of best friends, they took a
Yeah,
L.
they have some weird entrances. Trent actually got his mom to drive them.
Mitch,
I knew that was a L. The moment he drove out of his mama's car,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
like, that's
yeah.
a fucking L.
Watch
like
love
it's
to
a
see the
soccer
moves.
match when you're 12. What the fuck?
Mitch
great.
Scooter, have you ever had your moms drive you to a wrestling event?
Not as an adult. No, not into a wrestling event.
Well, yes, I have had his mom drive me to a wrestling event.
Fuck right off.
uh, no, because by the time I was going to wrestling events, I had hair on my nuts and could drive.
Well, I mean, you do live in New York. You either walk or take a taxi. So
I mean, when I was
Transit Haven, yeah.
when I was 5, I went to
A lot of New Yorkers don't even have cars.
see my uncle took me to see an independent show at my aunt's brother's high school. It had friggin' Greg Valentine. It had Sergeant Slaughter. It had Sunny
Dude.
Beach. This was like I think the AWF.
Yeah, those 80 stars, they got so desperate, they would do shows for like $50.
And that's where I actually met Lou.
I remember that.
oh wow,
I remember
Lou
those
Albano.
days.
Yeah,
Like early 2000s.
that was a hell of a thing. If you look up start from the early 90s, and he was in the UWF also. I think this might have been the UWF. I think Iron Sheik was there too. Steve Williams may have been there also. It was a really odd show. I don't
Dr.
remember.
Death or Stone Cold?
Fucking bullshit.
Dr. Death.
Dr. Death. Okay.
It was just like during the early 90s.
Oh, Steve Williams.
Steve Williams, Paul Orndorff feud. God, it was. I mean, it was
The guy who WWF botched like a motherfucker by throwing him in the fucking Tough Enough tournament. That was
you
stupid.
mean the?
They were
No, it
gonna
wasn't
push
Tough
Steve
Enough.
Williams
It
to
was
fight.
Brawl for All.
Dr. Death. You know they were gonna push Dr. Death to face Stone Cold in '97, right?
I mean, there was a lot of guys that was gonna.
I'm just saying that was their plans, and then they put him in the fucking Tough Enough tournament. Fucking stupid.
Brawl for All.
Brawl for whatever. Tough Enough. It's same shit, isn't it?
and then they put him in a stupid mask.
Yeah. Hey, he was legit badass dude. I've heard so many like badass Steve Williams stories.
But
he should have been like a huge fucking champion.
But who can forget his groundbreaking matches against Jerry Only of the Misfits.
So,
WCW.
I can't believe they let the Misfits wrestle. Do you know what? Real quick, hold on.
Look.
Do you know why they let the Misfits? Because Vampiro was their buddy.
And they gave Vampiro the book.
Their buddy. That's what I said. Yeah. It fucking does his friends. That's one good thing about him. He does his friends solids at least.
all right, this might be the hardest question you answer this week.
How many Viagra did I take?
What the fuck? Hey, you're gonna be dead soon. Jesus.
The answer is none. I don't need it.
Which was the better show, NXT or AEW this week? Scooter Dust.
The funeral I went to instead.
Nice.
That was a better show.
All right then.
The enema I had.
Ew. Kaliko, what was the better show?
NXT, from a story perspective.
All right. And that concludes our coverage of the Wednesday Night Wars, Great American Bash, Fyter Fest, everything in between. Done.
We're doing the Wednesday night. What?
Oh yeah, Wednesday Night Whoops. We are wrestling with
I thought it'd be Wednesday night. What the fucks?
Right.
New Japan Pro Wrestling New Japan Cup.
Yeah.
I could just feel the life getting brought back into.
I was gonna say, damn, Cleco, that was creepy.
Yo, that shit, New Japan has.
I heard the energy just bruttle from inside of your fucking gut, dude.
Bro,
Holy shit.
I'll put it this way: New Japan always been good with like the way that they're stored. Honestly, me personally, I always say New Japan can do the best without an audience because of the way the audience behaves. So that's why, to me, it's more intriguing because if anybody's been to a New Japan show, they cheer when they need to cheer. They boo when they need to boo. They don't try to shit on the matches or take over or say fuck WWE or fuck AEW type shit. They just sit there
It's a
and
different
fucking enjoy
culture.
the matches
Yeah,
like a fucking regular human being.
it's a
Go
different
figure.
culture.
Go figure. Go figure.
There was a
They're
lot.
overly kind. That's just how the culture is.
With the exception of those people who be like, Kenny, like other than those motherfuckers,
He's
other
Godzilla.
than them, everyone else is usually like on the up and up. So that's why.
All right. We're not going to cover all the matches, but we are going to cover everybody's road that were in the semifinals. But first off, before we get to those matches, what do you think about the debut of Grandmaster Wado?
Huh?
Water? I'm not thirsty. I don't need any water.
I thought it was Grandmaster wax on, wax off.
I thought Grandmaster Flash was dead.
No, seriously. If you haven't seen Grandmaster Wado, you need to throw it into your Google machine. It's an interesting view.
No offense, but what are you saying? Water? I can't understand how you're saying that.
I don't want to.
Wano.
I don't want to see a Grandmaster waddle anything.
Yeah.
It is
Be a penguin.
It's WATO. Wado.
Like Watto.
Wado. So,
Is Master Waddle dead on arrival?
Watto.
but seriously, if you have a minute to throw it in your Google machine, you gotta look at this train wreck.
Yeah. Let's not say we did.
Oh yes, it's gonna be a trip. It's a trip for sure.
To the pinnacle of professional wrestling.
I'm good.
To become the best of the best.
Grandmaster.
Oh my god. Oh
Yes.
my god.
Yes. Yes.
I have to see this shit now. Hold on. What are you watching?
Yes, dude.
What are you watching? Tell me. I'm on YouTube. Tell me so I can put it up.
Motherfucker.
Master Watto coming soon. He's got Shawn Michaels' eye.
Yes.
I'm gonna watch it right now.
Yes.
I'm watching it right now. Hold on. Master Watto.
And he
Coming
was
soon.
like, I'm coming.
Okay, hold on.
I'm
He's coming soon.
Grandmaster
Okay, I got it.
Wado, and I'm come to dominate.
Okay, let me watch this.
And it looks like they might have him in Chaos with Okada. So I mean, I'm just like, come on, man. Come on, man.
He's got HBK eye.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. It is the shit show for show.
Unfortunately,
He's just another Japanese Andy. He just looks like another fucking wrestler, dude.
No, he reminds me of that bootleg. Who is that guy? Not Jet Li, not Jackie Chan. The other guy.
Tony Jaa?
Maybe.
Jet? Do you mean Jet Li or?
No. You see, you're thinking of the guy from Shaolin Soccer.
Oh.
But
or the Protector.
I think so.
That Tony Jaa.
He's
Tony
young,
Jaa.
but he has great hair. What the fuck?
Or you think of Chow Yun Fat?
Okay, that's not it.
Yeah.
I think
Chow
it's Tony
Yun
Jaa.
Fat.
And
It's not Chow Yun Fat.
to make his debut, he got beat up
Eh.
by Dookie.
So he didn't even go over in his debut?
Yep.
He didn't
No.
have, he didn't
Hell
have
no.
a match.
He didn't have a match. He just walks.
Then why does he have a promo? What the fuck?
Wardlow walked to the ring and got beat up by Dookie.
Why would you
Yes.
make a promo for a fucking jobber?
I took a beating from a Dookie today, but you don't hear me complain about it.
I mean, but what about Wado Dookie? I think that's not.
I think this segment is destroying Kaliko's analogy of New Japan right now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that was the big black mark on otherwise great tournament.
Well, I mean, if it's made by Dookie.
You almost said the big black mark on the underwear. I thought.
Hey man, not everybody's bad. Not everybody's bad 1,000 right now. Everybody's
no, it's all good, dude. You're cool.
Oh, people are even batting 1.
Yeah, some people ain't even batting 1. Was it like "Oh forever"? Ain't that the phrase? "Oh forever."
0 for never.
So going to the first match of the semifinals, Evil beat Sonata in 20 minutes and 13 seconds. Evil won with Everything Is Evil, and he will be advancing.
Every villain is limits.
Sonata beat Ryosuke Taguchi and Sho and Taichi, while Evil beat Satoshi Kojima, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi to get to this match. Kaliko, what are your thoughts on Evil's just rampage? Like he basically said, I'm winning by all means necessary.
I mean, but he's always been on the fringe at with Lij because it always feels like he's the forgot about guy. You know what I mean? Because you get Shingo coming in, taking over by storm, and then you got goddamn Bushi being Bushi. Hiromu is over as hell. Naito's over as hell. Sonata is like this ladies' man-ish type figure. And then Evil's just sitting on the side looking like, Lance from NSYNC. Like, no one really cares. Like Lance or Joey from NSYNC, and no one really cares. So it kind of fits where the story is going. And they fought before, obviously, in the G1. But this is going to be different because Sonata is an odds-on favorite, and Evil I could see getting slept on here. And I feel like this could be where the ripple effect of Lij comes in effect between either Sonata or Evil. One of them two are probably going to venture out on their own. One, to me, that's what I think. But
if you had to make a guess, who would you say it was?
The person who needs to do it, honestly, I think is Sonata, because I could see him as a future champion. But I feel the story is probably gonna fit Evil because he seems the most forgot about. If that makes sense.
I can see Sonata as a future champion.
Because the way the Sonata was booked when he was going against Okada last year, it showed something with him, right? Like that switch. Remember, I've always told you, I've always been high on Sonata. I just feel like he's the guy that don't talk a lot, but he'll beat your ass real quick. So I feel like he has a ceiling that needs to be elevated to go higher. And I feel that Evil, at best, tag, never open weight. So I feel Sonata should be the person breaking, but I think it will be Evil.
What about you, Mitch? Who do you think will be, if any of them leaves Lij, Sonata or Evil?
Personally, I see a lot of promise in the future of Sonata. Me personally, I would slowly do a build of breaking Sonata off from the group, but it could go either way with New Japan creative. So I don't know.
What about you, Scooter? What are your thoughts on Sonata and Evil?
The only Sonata I like is a Hyundai Sonata.
Oh, but there you go.
Who's this man?
Maybe I read too much into this, or maybe
Yeah.
it's a sign of the times or how New Japan is acting. But New Japan is releasing action figures soon. The
It's
second
another source of income they need while they couldn't run all their shows, dude.
the second wave of action figures is Lij, and you got Naito, Evil, Bushi, and Hiromu. No Sonata. And Sonata was before Hiromu. So, are these the most marketable guys in Lij, or are they kind of pushing Sonata out of the picture?
I think Evil has a cult-ish group of people. Not a lot, but a cult-ish enough.
Evil has a cult.
Yeah, he does have a cult. Naito obviously is Naito. To me, he's like the Stone Cold of New Japan in a sense. Yeah. And then you have Hiromu, who, I mean, he broke his neck and fucking came back, so he's going to be more popular than ever. He was already popular, and then after his injury and reemergence, it just only hardened that stance. So that's why I said Sonata should be the one to break off, because I feel like I feel like the group is not elevating him as much as everyone else.
Yeah, right. I agree.
That's a good point. Mitch, Scooter, do you have comments about that?
Nope.
All right. Then you have the last match of
you call me lazy. No, I'm joking.
Semifinals. Kazuchika Okada defeated Hiromu Takahashi in 27 minutes by referee stoppage. Hiromu Takahashi defeated Homa
Toriano
and Tomohiro Ishii, while Okada beat Gedo, Yuji Nagata, and Ishimori to get to these finals. So your pick beat my pick.
Mm-hmm. I told you. To me, I felt that Hiromu's bracket just showed his reluctance or his willingness to fight different styles of fights, because he had literally 3 different styles of opponents. The comedic cheater, the all serious guy, and then his first round. So Hiromu's victory was in showing that he could work with anybody. In him falling short to Okada by not getting pinned shows you how high they are on Hiromu. Okada is Okada, or Okanos in this matter. He's just wiping everybody off the floor. He's the best wrestler probably in that company by a long shot, and he's still in his prime. So it makes sense for him to get there, to get to where he is. So,
Mitch, and being a smaller guy yourself, what does it mean for a smaller guy like Hiromu, who's the face of the junior division, to make a pretty large statement in a mainly heavyweight class tournament like this?
Oh, it's very, very hard. You have to obviously set yourself out from the others. You have to be unique in some manner. you have to do 10 times more than the bigger guys do. So it's very hard, and I respect anybody of a smaller stature that can go up against the big guys.
Anything you want to add to that, Scooter?
No, he actually he makes a very good point. Yep.
Wow, Mitch made a point that Scooter
fuck
agrees
off.
with? Damn.
I'm serious.
Wait a minute, is hell cold yet? I know we in 2020, but shit.
I made at least 3 to 4 other good statements that you guys agreed with earlier, so fuck off.
Oh yeah, we're just.
I know, I'm just fucking with you, dude.
Alright, so the finals will be Okada versus Evil.
Evil!
Kaliko, you already gone with Okada to win the whole damn thing.
I am, however, I would not be surprised if Evil, because I feel like an Okada Naito would be a Wrestle Kingdom match, and I feel like the Evil Naito thing would be, because you got to think about it, the semifinals had 3 LIJ members in it, and that's fucking hella rare when the winner is facing the leader of their faction. So
right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Evil wins, especially the way he beat Sonata. He basically was like, fuck it. By hook or by crook, we getting it. So so I wouldn't be surprised if he wins that way. He goes against Naito. Naito wins, and Evil just becomes obsessed with trying to be the man, especially being in the background for so long. So, and that could be a feud heading to Wrestle Kingdom to where Okada's waiting for whoever the fuck gonna fight. So,
well, we got obviously my pick got eliminated by Okanos, Hiromu Takahashi. So I'm changing my pick to Evil now. Mitch, who wins?
Talk yourself out of it, huh?
Yeah.
Evil.
So are we still on Evil and Sonata, right?
No, Evil versus Okada.
Versus Okada final.
Oh shit! I can't go against Okada.
What about you, Scooter? Evil or Okada?
I picked the Evil Sonata.
I don't think the Evil Sonata exists.
I don't know if you've ever driven in one with my father. I mean,
Yikes.
Let's go with every villain is lemons.
Alright, so basically we're 2 Okada, 2 Evil?
With the Diet Coke, please.
Yes. Medium size Diet Coke.
Once again, split down the middle.
I'll take the Shirley Temple.
The winner of that match will go on to Dominion.
A little young for you?
No, I just like the cherry.
Exactly.
The cherry that comes with it.
By the way, California PD, get him!
Oh, fuck off! You can be any age. I haven't drank a Shirley Temple since I was a kid. That was my favorite drink when I was a kid.
I'm talking about you actually, Shirley Temple accused you.
Oh my god.
Damn. She rose from the grave.
I never drank a fucking Shirley Temple until, since I was a kid. I was a kid when I
rose from the grave.
He drank from Shirley's Temple.
Whatever you say.
Whoever wins that match will go on to fight Naito at Dominion in Osaka-jo Hall in front of 20% capacity crowd.
Yohaka, what? I thought you were coughing up a loogie, dude.
We're live in front of a 20% capacity crowd.
Yeah, you've never heard Gorilla Monsoon say that.
We're live in front of an ostrich.
I can't imagine.
That's just Bobby Heenan with his head buried in the sand.
I can't imagine that these 2 events that are going to be in front of paying customers isn't going to go up Vince McMahon's ass too well. What does it mean that New Japan is going to be essentially the first company?
Because he doesn't ask, he just forces that shit up there, no lube. Sorry.
What does it mean that New Japan is gonna be the first wrestling company to be in front of paying crowd? Scooter?
It depends on if they're paying or if they're just favors from the Yakuza.
Real quick, they're not going to be doing it in the North American market anytime soon. I'm just saying.
That's true, but
So it has. What I'm saying is there's a difference in the markets. One market is open and not as adverse to the virus, and the other market is getting fucked in the butt right now. That's us.
The Japanese don't count. They can't even wait for their fish to cook.
well, it's gonna be an interesting couple nights of pro wrestling once again when it comes to New Japan. We will be
more like for a change, but with wrestling and a fucking Jesus.
Nobody heard what I just said. Thank God.
No, nope.
I think James did though.
Because when you spoke, you know how every now and then your audio like dips down and goes lower than everyone else's. Yeah, that's what happened.
He said it was gonna be a certain thing, and I said, "Yeah, you bet your big fat cock it is."
Oh, lovely. He's like, "You're wrong. It's small. Ha! Got him."
That's small, folks.
And that will conclude our coverage of New Japan Cup. Well, catch us next week as we discuss more NXT, more AEW, more New Japan. If you like the show, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox, and join the conversation on Twitter. Where can they find Kaliko Yachts?
And I am Kaliko, not watching the Mark Henry show, but I am in 98, though. I give it that.
Yeah, that's 98.
Oh, bro, 97 is just... It makes you want to keep watching, so it's like, yeah. So 98 is about to get really live now, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was like the peak year. I think that was the peak year for as far as like both companies as far as story wise, but
definitely 98's a great year for WWE. Where can they find Mitch Mayhem if Mitch Mayhem tweeted?
Excuse me? I'm active again on Twitter, dude. I've been tweeting this week, so.
What? How many tweets can Mitch May tweet? Mitch Mayhem can tweet.
Quality over quantity, my guy.
Yeah, I congratulated you on returning, and you didn't even see my tweet.
Yeah, I did. I just don't reply to everything. That's
pretty rude. Damn it.
It's not rude. Like I said, quality over quantity.
He's basically saying if he responds, you've been touched by God.
No, it means I don't have anything smart enough in my head at the time because I don't want to fucking have a waste of energy or waste of space and say nothing of relevance.
By an uncle.
Wow.
Like that.
That was a show on CBS, wasn't it? Touched by an uncle.
Yeah, exactly.
So was God friended me, but yeah.
Mitch ghosted me. Coming to NBC this fall. And where can they find?
More like I go with how skinny I am. More like I ghost myself. Yeah.
Boo.
I can hide behind trees, dude. No, I'm just saying.
Where can they find Scooter Dust?
You can find me at Mitch's house. No, at Scooter Dust and of course at Wrestling.
You imposing fucking prick. Ask first.
And you can find me at JamesJ993 for Kaliko Yachts, Mitch Mayhem, Scooter Dust. Once again, I am James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Tennis ball turned against the wall. helps me forget about my cancer.